Have you ever found that sometimes reading the Bible can be difficult or hard to understand? I mean, I think we all have sections in Scripture that really stick out to us or are maybe more palatable to read or understand with our current, knowledge in the world we live in. But there's other areas of the Bible that are very difficult. So for today in our Good Life Journal, in the Scripture, we're closing out Luke, the book of Luke, in Luke chapter 24, and we see the resurrected Jesus, and he actually gives a Bible study, which is incredible. Imagine if you could bring your questions, your contemplations on Scripture, and you could actually have a Bible study with Jesus. And in this Bible study, I think there's two things that are highlighted that we can apply to our Bible reading, and I hope that it makes reading Scripture easier for you. So first, in the context of Luke 24, what we have is the risen Jesus. He meets two of the disciples, and he starts explaining to them the Scriptures. It says this, he said, "O foolish ones and slow of heart, to believe all that the prophets have spoken. Was it not necessary that the Christ should suffer these things and enter into his glory?" And then it says this in verse 27, "Beginning with Moses and all the prophets, he interpreted to them in all the Scriptures the things concerning himself." So two tips for us as we're going to read Scripture. First off, these disciples, as they're explaining everything, what they were missing was inviting Jesus, inviting the Spirit in. So what I would say for us, that as we approach Scripture, we have to acknowledge that we cannot understand Scripture on our own. That when you begin to read Scripture, the first thing we should do is pray. We should pray that God would reveal his truth to us, that we need Jesus just here as he taught, that he interpreted to them in all the Scriptures the things concerning himself. We need Jesus, we need the Spirit to interpret and reveal to us the truth in Scripture. The second tip for reading Scripture is that it's all pointing to Jesus. Jesus says there, he interpreted to them in all the Scriptures the things concerning himself, starting with Moses and the prophets. See, when we talk about the Bible, when we talk about the Scripture, what we have to understand is that this is a unified story that is all pointing and leading to Jesus. So how do we read Scripture? Whether it's Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Revelation, John, Gospels, prophets, we read it through the lens of praying that God would reveal his truth to us, and then also we look for how is Jesus being exalted in this? Where is Jesus being shown in this story? And I think those two tips will help illuminate Scripture for you. So church family, thanks for tuning in to our 128 moment today. We'll see you guys this Sunday as we gather at 10 o'clock in person and as soon after online as well. So we'll see you guys soon.